Guys, how's it going, and welcome back. This is a short but very fun video. So I have my Yamaha Soprano recorder that I bought from Long McQuaid quite a while back for a whole whopping $7.49, I think it was. It's like under $8, and it came with, you know, a nice little bag and came with a cleaning rod as well. Anyway, I thought, why not compare it against one for $1.25 at Dollar Tree to see if these things are actually even any good. I mean, come on, it's $1.25. I mean, you never know, right? So we're going to do a little play test on each one. Now, I haven't even bothered to practice my recorder for probably since the last video I did. I've been too busy with guitars and drums and sample pads and piano and everything else. But I thought, what the heck? Okay, first off, it's all one piece, and it's like 2 halves of plastic, and yeah, that's kind of cheapy looking. So let's start with the good one first. Alright, I'm not very good at it, but hey, you know, some credit there. I guess I need more practice, but not bad. Definitely a great sounding instrument from Yamaha. So let's see if this cheap thing can even do anything. This is kind of hilarious actually for me. This is funny. Oh, something's rattling in there, that's for sure. Oh, that's the whole mouthpiece that's actually rattling back there. This should be really good. Interesting. Well, honestly, guys, if you want my opinion, and I'm no recorder expert by any means, but I know a decent instrument when I hear it and when I can attempt to play it. And my verdict is pretty simple. I mean, the Yamaha, obviously, you guys are going to agree, it definitely wins, right? No brainer. It's a Yami. Okay? And Yami instruments have always been great. And I can take this whole thing apart too if I want to in 3 different pieces. Clean it all out really good. Voila. Okay? This thing, well, you could probably rinse it out with soap and water and then let it air dry because, yeah. The cavity inside too is just like, you know, humongous. Like, it kind of looks like it could be a soprano, but it is definitely, it's not even that. So, you throw enough wind down it, it actually isn't bad. Kind of neat. My verdict is definitely simple. The Yamaha is definitely the winner in this case. However, this is not that bad. Okay, I know I made it sound like it's horrifying, but I can throw a lot more wind down this before things go out of control, which is kind of nice. The holes aren't that responsive though. Looking at hole size 2, well, actually kind of backwards. When you're looking at the hole patterns, on going from the left side, my facing me, because the mouthpieces are facing you guys, the very bottom, the large hole is on the left, the small hole is on the right. Same as this. Large hole on the left, small hole on the right. On the next one above, it's large hole left, small hole right. On this one, it's small hole left, large hole right. And then, as far as hole diameters, all the main holes, like the top one, should be a lot smaller. And they've basically made the first 4 holes here all the same size pretty well, which are much larger than the Yamaha, so it's going to take a lot more wind. And then the smaller hole here to this one, it's pretty close to the same size. As far as the whistle part goes, definitely a huge night and day difference. The Yamaha is much more narrower, this one's much more wide open. Of course, the Yamaha is a quality mouthpiece. This is like flimsed out separational plastic. I mean, come on, it's $1.25. What do you want, right? But would I suggest this for a kid? I mean, they gear it towards kids for sure. Well, it's playable. It's definitely playable. Let's try that. That ain't gonna happen. Well, I guess, I mean, if you know, you don't feel like spending $7.49 on your kid, pick one of these up, but don't expect your kid to want to continue playing more than just blowing it around and causing a lot of noise disturbance. Which kids could actually do with even something like this that costs like $8, under $8. But this, at least, if your kid is any bit interested in playing recorder, I would say spend the $7.49, buy a book, you know, and books are easy to teach you. Get a teacher for a couple lessons maybe. And yeah, you'd be better off with this one. And this one can be more sanitarily cleaned with the wand and just a little rag on there. And you can take it apart in 3 pieces, clean it very thoroughly. This is something that, you know, you're probably going to ignore anyhow to clean it. But even if you did, you could clean this thing too. Just run hot water down there, a couple drops of soap, and, you know, just let her go and then let it air dry. But I think as far as playability goes, it is playable. But I do find some concern, and that's going to be this mouthpiece part. And because it can easily pop apart, just like that. You know, so you might want to think about maybe reinforcing that with glue so it doesn't come apart. It might actually make the thing sound a little bit better if you can trap some more air. Because I was pretty much putting my mouth right across the whole thing. This way no air can escape out the back end of the seam there. But yeah, definitely the holes, it's definitely not anything that's going to be pitch usable. It almost sounds like there's too much static, right? Because there's too much air getting through. It's not creating a proper pattern for sound or whistle sound. But hey, it's $1.25. What do you want? Yamaha definitely wins hands down anyway. We kind of figured that by the fact that we're putting $1.25 against $7.49, and this thing is like far superior. It'll last you for your entire lifetime and then some. You get past this probably down a few generations in the end, where this thing, well, whatever, it's not going to last that long. But anyway, I thought this would be kind of a neat video to try and do, just for fun more than anything. I have not ever seen anybody put a dollar store recorder up on YouTube, and I thought, well, hey, let's do it, but let's do it with putting it against a real one. You know, a few dollars extra, you get a real one. Okay? Now, given the choice between the two, you have a $10 budget. Which one would you buy? Well, I would go the Yamaha route, even for a kid that just might even mess around with it, because even if your kid gives up on the Yamaha one, or the little bit more expensive one, you could probably take it up yourself. You know, it ain't going to go to waste, right? But something like this is basically, this is a rough house thing where kids are going to treat it rough, and, you know, it's going to fall apart probably fairly easily. It's very thin plastic, too. You know, which is something to, you know, consider. The edges weren't even sanded down, so to me, I mean, that's a little bit of a hazard in a sense, or it could be a possible hazard waiting to happen. Who knows? Especially if you run it across your forehead, that can scrape you pretty good. So, yeah, cheap is cheap, you know what I mean? But still always worth the investment to try and check it out, because you never ever know. My motto is, you don't always have to spend a lot of money to get something good. Sometimes you can actually cheap out and get something that's very good. And of course you can spend a boatload of money and get something that's a piece of junk too. I've been there on both sides of the fence. I bought cheap, got junk. Bought cheap, got great. Bought expensive, got good. Bought expensive, got total junk too. So it's kind of a it's a crapshoot basically, right? But for Dollar Tree, for $1.25, I gotta say it's not half bad. You know, it is somewhat usable. But just be aware of, you know, the build quality is not the greatest. The porting is definitely wrong. Reversing these two was kind of, well, this one's proper. The one above is actually reversed, and that messes with your sound. And of course, having these four the same, not cool. Yeah, so pretty neat though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. To me, this was fun. Maybe you got a good kick out of it too. But until the next time, we'll see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.